Welcome to Ghtv Holland. Is Morning Express. My name, Charles McCarthy. Let me sincerely apologize for the late start of the program. We are about some 15 minutes later than what we are supposed to. The program is supposed to have started at 9 to 10. Sorry for that. If you are in the house and watching us on Facebook, we are live on Ghtv Holland, YouTube Ghtv Holland, and if you can join us with your text messages on WhatsApp via 0031 6844 09983. Today, we'll be looking at what the dailies have for us. We'll first check the headlines, then we'll settle on some interesting stories in them and try to find answers. It will be you and I watching us on Facebook, YouTube. Let's get interactive. Let your message come. We'll read them for you as and when they troop in. I begin with the daily graphic, Truth and Accuracy Every Day. It's a new SHS policy as double track won't destroy education, President assures nation. Ghtv reorganized for IT management system. Kotoka International's Terminal 3 compares with best in the world. First batch of Hajj pilgrims off to Mecca. Aerojet to hand over hospital projects. Next is the Ghanaian Times, most authoritative newspaper. It also has on its front page, free SHS double track system debate. It won't affect quality of education, President assures. Desist from fomenting trouble in the northern region, Minister warns. Ghana Ports sweeps 3 award at 4th West Central Africa Ports Award. 2 Russians before court for kidnapping. And there you have on your screen the Ghanaian Times. From the Ghanaian Times, we move straight to the Daily Guide. The Daily Guide is Ghana's favorite newspaper. Free SHS won't destroy education, Nana. Charlotte dragged to Amidu for causing financial loss. NDC padded $10 billion any gas deal. $10 billion any gas deal. And that is Daily Guide front page as the capture it. And the final paper we'll be looking at today is the Chronicle. Say, Assembly members declare war on Gini. 36 factories under 1D1F, 1 district, 1 factory, ready soon. President. Baumia's paperless policy attracts top award for Ghtv. The major story on the front page of the Chronicle today says, grumbling in Ghana Armed Forces over implementation of the promised 30-year retirement policy, but Nitiwu allays fears, saying, we will not do pick and choose. And that is the front page of the Chronicle for you. The free SHS and double tracking system seems to be running through almost all the papers we have looked at today. The major one is the daily graphic on page 3. It says, double track won't destroy education, President assures nation. And the story was done by Donald Atu Dapaten from Madan. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has stated that the double track calendar system to be implemented this September as part of the free senior high school program will not be applied to all schools, but only those whose current capacity will be exceeded by the number of students admitted. He said the double track system will not destroy the educational system, but on the contrary, reduce class sizes, increase contact hours between teachers and students. The President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo attended this year's Asafotufian Festival of the Chiefs and the people of the Adan traditional area last Saturday, where he gave an assurance of the government's commitment to spread progress and prosperity to all parts of the nation, increase the number of schools holidays. The president made the assertion when he addressed the climax of the 2018 Asafotufian Festival of the Chiefs and people of Adan in the Greater Accra region last Saturday. In spite of the existing infrastructure deficit, we will make sure that no qualified Ghanaian child is left behind, he said. So according to the president, no qualified Ghanaian child will be left behind, and that the double track system, as criticized by the opposition National Democratic Congress, would not be diluted. Some of us were of the opinion, as many Ghanaians were of the opinion, that double tracking would only not help, it will dilute. But our president, in whom we have entrusted our power to, says we should be assured the quality will never be affected. We hope and pray that truly the quality of the free SHS would not be affected, as the president is assuring us. So let us all hold our fire and assess it after it has been properly and fully implemented. If you turn to page 16 of the daily graphic, it says, first batch of Hajj pilgrims off to Mecca. And that story was done by Mohammed Fugu from Tamale. He said the first batch of 601 prospective Muslim pilgrims from the 3 regions of the northern were yesterday airlifted directly from the Tamale International Airport to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The pilgrims were flown in 2 batches by the Saudi airline. In all, about 2,167 pilgrims are expected to fly from Tamale to Saudi Arabia in 7 batches from yesterday, August 5th, to Wednesday, August 8th, while 3,369 of the prospective pilgrims are to be flown from the Kotoka International Airport in Accra to Jeddah in 11 batches. A total of 5,536 pilgrims are expected to be flown from Ghana to Saudi Arabia for the pilgrimage this year. You can see that from this time around, we're not facing challenges with Muslims struggling to travel for one of the 5 pillars of the Islamic religion, i.e. going to Hajj, Mecca, to go and worship their Maker. It has been easy this time around. We are told that our brothers and sisters in the northern region are now being flown from Tamale Saudi Arabia. Tamale International Airport became International Airport in 2015. You know what became of it, the politics of it, left and right. The Mama taking credit, MPP bashing him, and today we are told that it is truly an international airport, and that some 2,000 plus Ghanaians have been flown from there to Saudi Arabia. Moving forward, let's do politics. So political parties share varying views on state funding. Political parties want the state to fund them. It is on page 17 of Daily Graphic. You can see Dr. Hassan Ayarga of APC, Mr. Kwesi Adai Odike of UPP, Mr. Bernard Mona, PNC, Sir Paco Akon, PPP. You can see Mohammed Frimpong, NDP, Adeni Mbwati, James Bomfe Kabila. Their faces are here. Let's do sample of what they are saying and what they want us to know. And this story was done by Victor Kwaukumi, Accra. So political parties are the vehicles through which the ideas or the ideals of multi-party democracy can be achieved. Unfortunately, some of the political parties in the country exist merely as election machines and become largely ineffective during and largely inactive during inter-election period. In the recent past, there have been proposals for state funding of political parties to reinvigorate political parties to enable them to function effectively and produce capable leaders who can effectively tackle the development challenges of the country. The proposal has, however, not been implemented. There is a perception that political parties appropriate public resources to fund their political activities since the sources of their funding are unknown and undisclosed. Political parties also tend to raise resources through all means, fair or foul, for their electioneering campaign and do all they can to recoup such resources after elections, thereby depleting the nation's coffers. The APC's Hassan Ayarga is of the opinion, he is the founder, the leader, the flag bearer, the accountant, everything in one. I think that party is the only person in that party. The founder and leader of All Progressive Congress, APC, Mr. Hassan Ayarga, posited that if political parties were to be funded by the state, it would open the floodgate for anyone to set up and form a political party for him. No, political party. For him, the country was, for us, Ayaga, the country was at a point in it. No, this can't continue. Okay. For him, for us, Ayaga, the country political party will not sit well with them. Anyway, the PNC, Bernard Mona, the chairman of the People's National Convention, PNC, Bernard Mona, recounted that in 2003, the party presented a paper on the state funding of political parties, explaining that state funding of political parties was not the same as funding of political campaigns. He said, with the constitution of the country making Ghana a multi-party state, there was the need to ensure that all the political parties were on equal footing. But that had not been the case, especially for political parties that had never been in power. He was therefore of the view that state funding of political parties would bring the parties closer to the people and also help eradicate the influence of money from the country's body politics. The PPP, Papa Kwesi's Indus party, People's Party, its communication director, Mr. Paako Akon, said on the website of the Electoral Commission, EC, a total of 24 political parties were listed as being in Ghana. For him, it was important to first sanitize the system and know whether political parties were seriously doing business and in good standing before important in view of the laws. Laws position had been in power since they had an advantage to leverage their position in power to seek opportunities from external sources. Therefore, in his view, state funding of political parties will create a level playing field, but the political parties law ought to be amended first. The last is the Kwabena Bomfe, CPP, Director of Elections. James Kwabena Bomfe of CPP thinks that, but the Director of Elections of the Convention People's Party, CPP, Mr. James Kwabena Bomfe, said the timing for the funding of political parties was problematic, adding that regardless of that, it was an issue that had to be interrogated in the light of the Political Parties Law 2000. The view that political parties campaign on promises only to renege on those promises when they won power. Already, he pointed out the Ghanaian electorate was losing faith in the political class because of failed promises, and so asked them to fund political parties who will not sit well with them. I think with the issue of funding our political parties, I don't know if Ghana as a state we have gotten to that level. If yes, let us know. For me, I think that rather than funding political parties, we must rather cap and regulate the expenses of political parties. We must limit the political parties from spending, because once they spend, they are forced to spend. That is why they come and we accuse them of dissipating state funds. So for me and to me, rather than say the state to fund political parties, why not let's say no, political parties can't spend beyond, let's say, 10 million in an election. If it is parliamentary election, you cannot spend beyond this much. These are the laws, because if you say spend, if you say they shouldn't even take money according to our present laws, they are not supposed to seek for external funds, but they can raise money internally. So when they are raising money internally, and one man can go and donate 1 billion, if they organize 30 people and give them 1 billion, bring it back to the party, it is still state money that they are using. So let's cap it instead, so that we will be able to regulate them. In that case, we will know what they are spending. As we speak, I don't think that our Electoral Commission is also helping us, because by law, political parties are supposed to file their expenditures, where they get their money from, sources of the funding and what have you. These things come, it is not made public to us. So we don't know how much political parties have spent from 1992 to today. If you want to ask MPP, NDC, these are the two major parties that have won elections in this country, they should tell us how much they spend on each election. They will not be able to account for how much they will spend. So rather than calling for the state to spend on private individuals, I think that it was better we look at capping it. The Daily Graphic says Charlotte Osei is not free yet, even as it's been removed as the Electoral Commissioner. She's been dragged again to Martin Amidu, Special Prosecutor, to go answer some questions. She misled the state and caused financial loss to the state. On this note, we will break for a short commercial break, and when we're back, we'll continue from Charlotte Osei being dragged to Martin.
Dutch classes ebwa partners on person will join on Kafo or Holland and Chimen. Holland ranch say also to me Casano. Now to me try home exams and son waiting me join our partner no Holland. After say I won the panel, I'm an actual exams you know. I found our documents, also legalized with documents, and I saw any man in I see it way to say or passports, and no birth sets, bachelor set or spinster set. We be for documentation we are on, and also the web one
also appear that classes are Kumasi yo a great junction. Uba Accra Swa, Yawo Dakuman Circuit Station.
Dark Alama Dutch MVV courses to attend APJ Dutch classes.
Busia for our brochure. Word of our brochure. Ayana o pese utu omonkra. Nansu winim ekwanya obefasua omonsaka onkra tuana. And yet Ghtv Holland for the Jumedia on wasuo bia yatudin. Greetings from GH and Ote. Yedi abroche Ghana and yedi Ghana aba abroche. Jumedia mama wakwenya ema wechia webusia foni wadrofo ewa abroche. Uwie sana unwie yo. Ubese ebisa enyom je eda wakoma so ema omo ehu se sena yedwi omo ho pa me a me di Jumedia ho chia me ediane Alberta Mansa Emisa enso se wo hia me abonten a wo betimi afre me se nyame hira me na se eya we ya mejo so se ende we ye suspect
ai eye efiada we eni efiada bia efri enwumre no nwotwe ekosi enwumre no nkono eso hwe na wo so ani baji hu bebere.
Welcome back to Ghtv Holland. We are still live on Morning Express. Like I told you, a lot of changes, a lot of things will be happening here. I told you before that old brooms though knows every corner. The news ones sweep better. We are still live on Morning Express. Something new is coming your way. Just stay tuned as we're introducing you to a motivational speaker, Isaac Oredu.
Me efiada any kwesiada bia 6 to 7 p.m. our Ghtv Holland eye ohene ayeye the King's Praise eye osori enko a ye tuntum nyankopon ni aye ne kese ye frɛ me Lady Ann be na me di Jumedia ho chia me enyu wo free.
Dutch classes ebua partners on person will join who can for Holland and Holland branch also to me Kasano. Now to me try exams and son what to me join our partner no Holland. After say I won the panel amana actual exams you know. I found our documents also legalize our documents and I say I best see to it to say our passports and no birth sets, bachelor set or spinster set. We be for documentation we are on, and also the web one
also appear that classes are Kumasi yo a great junction. Uba Accra Swa, Yawo Dakuman Circuit Station.
Dark Alama Dutch MVV courses to attend APJ Dutch classes.
Aye bro, oh sorry bre, bre, unkru ye bre. Every ye bio.
eti onua brɛ na yɛfa ayeyi a ɛnsa da ɛma nyankopɔn tumfo ɛwɔ ɛbrɛ a ɛdamrekuru di na fi hyiada wɔ mfie aduanan wɔ anwumtuo mu dwumadie no ɛreba so mmanta akɛseɛ mmiɛnsa mu 10 August ɛwɔ Koforia Jackson Park 14 September Massive Church of Pentecost 1890 Memorial Bantama 9th November ɛwɔ Accra Independence Square ɛyɛ anwummerɛ nonum 5 p.m. wɔbɛhyɛ dwumadie no nyinaa ase na ɛyɛ free untia hwee ani asɔre nyum okuni ne ɛdakosi mreku adi mfie aduanan ɛwɔ anwumtuo mu na wɔnya mfie aduanan ɛwɔ ɔsoro nyum mu saa na wɔnya mfie aduanan ɛwɔ anwumkuro mu yɛfita brɛ na yɛmmɔ
EST services, 3T Sound, Stager, Elsiana Autofit, Madina Mall, Cow Creation, Presas Enterprise, Sequence Pro, Upswing, MJ.
On an experience, and today we are talking about based on the issues of your schools, the bad roads in your house, in what or in front of your house,